Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this truly electrifying, high voltage, effervescent session that we've planned today. It's called Winning Ideas, How One Great Idea Can Make a Difference. And we've got not one, but we've got two ideas from each of 9 presenters. They will be presenting one idea that they've executed in the last year and one idea that they plan to execute in the coming year. And we have a panel of judges who will decide on one of the best ideas executed, one of the best ideas to be executed, and they will each be presented trophies later this evening at the Images Shopping Center Awards right here in a short while after this. Each presenter will get 5 minutes to make their presentation, and we'll have a warning bell, not really a warning bell, a buzzer to help them keep track of time after the end of 4 minutes, and once again at the end of 5 minutes. Once all the presentations are over, our jury will be invited up and we will begin a panel discussion. Our jury will be the panelists, and all of you, we hope, will engage with the panelists, with our participants in the Q&A to follow. So ladies and gentlemen, we are set for a truly wonderful high voltage session coming up right now. And it's my privilege and pleasure to introduce our jury who are already at the jury table. Please put your hands together for the chairman, Jones Lang LaSalle Residential, Mr. Anuj Puri. A warm welcome to Mr. Anuj Puri. He is Managing Director, South Asia, Nielsen, Roosevelt D'Souza. Please put your hands together for Chief Executive Officer, Tata Starbucks, Sumitra Ghosh. A warm welcome to the Managing Director, Mumbai, Cushman and Wakefield, Gautam Saraf. Let's hear it from Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Future Market Networks, Mr. Pramod Arora. And ladies and gentlemen, our first presenter will be none other than Pushpa Bector, Executive Vice President Head, DLF Premium Malls Division, DLF Utilities. A warm welcome to Pushpa Bector.
Month after month, week after week, and year after year. So the first year of Mall of India, really what I'm going to show to you is what excited us the most at Mall of India. What's that one winning idea that we will execute in...
Being the first of its kind in any mall in India, this system automatically cleans the car tires when the vehicle halts in a delineated shuttle.
We wanted to create a Broadway musical in India for the first time in a mall. That to us was something unique. No one had done it. It was a challenge to really recreate what people go to New York or to London to watch. And year after year, we all go as tourists and watch the Phantom of the Opera or Chocolate Factory. So we really looked at it and said, why can't we create a mall chocolate wonderland? And that was the concept. Extremely well received. So this was the first time that the mall musical of the country was conceived, and it was really inspired by Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What did we do? We uniquely matched decor. We all know that come December, the malls really start looking beautiful with great decor. We created the decor, married the decor with the musical to create a festival and a carnival of sorts for the entire month. And the result is stunning. The integration with schools was great because what we also did is how can we ensure that the talent is inborn from within the community? A mall is all about creation of community. We used this opportunity to reach out to all the top schools and auditioned over 1,000 children who auditioned and got selected for the musical. We engaged with theatre personalities, Lucian Dubey and Babul Sabharwal, who are doyens in the industry in theatre, and they recreated this wonderful episodes of the Christmas musical. We did 5 runs of the musical, and we actually had over 5 lakh footfall in 5 days. We received a phenomenal number of impressions digitally. one thing that we are very proud of is we had over 1 crore impressions digitally in December, which meant that it reached out to those many people. So I'm just going to play a small visual for you to understand the excitement of what the musical was all about.
Thank you so much, Mall of India, for making this such a memorable experience for my kids.
Thank you so much, Mall of India. It was a lovely, lovely surprise. The kids actually loved it. And it's a great pleasure to shop in Mall of India. We get all the brands under one roof.
Well, the winning idea for 16 was this. Going forward for 17, what do we have? It's the summertime, and we would really like to create a summer fiesta for the first time, creating 5 different characters coming into our malls, the biggest character parade that's ever been seen in India so far. We're going to be getting in Scooby-Doo, Minions, Powerpuff Girls, Ben 10, all of them coming into our properties between Promenade and DLF Mall of India. This is going to be a first ever joint carnival between the 2 properties, which will actually integrate South Delhi with East Delhi very, very well. We are excited about this. We believe that this will be iconic and getting in the numbers, and hence it's our next big idea that we'd like to share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and a warm round of applause to Pushpa Becker. And we'll now invite our next presenter, Anil Malhotra, Chief Operating Officer, Elante Mall, Carnival Reality. Mr. Anil Malhotra.
The truthfulness of materials and construction, concrete, brick and stone, shall be maintained in all building constructed or to be constructed. The seed of Chandigarh is well sown. It is for the citizens to see the trees flourishing, said the famous architect Le Corbusier. So there was very little to do in that city for cleanliness, because everyone is aware that the city is most clean. I stand here proudly to represent an extended dreams of the marvelous architect who planned 10 years extra for your lifespan without any premium, 70% green and 30% bricks. The city beautiful. All of us, we struggle each day to give an extended experience to all our stakeholders. So last year we tried a win-win situation by, you may see the video, it's all explanatory. Sound is not. The sound is there supposed to be. No, it is
This
there in the video.
intelligent idea was born out of the inconvenience the maintenance staff faced in keeping the mall parking floors clean and tidy for visitors.
I would say that Larsen and Tebro has made beautiful mall. All our partners have opened a beautiful shops. Our opportunity lies only towards the public area, car park and the clock room. So we thought, let's do something very innovative in these areas. And when we went to our car park area, we saw a lot of dust coming and all through the cars. So we thought, what can we do to protect this? So the idea came once I went to Gurdwara, where you go, your feet are washed and then you go to God. So we thought might as well implement the same idea properly, and our engineering team has done an excellent job. So all the cars which comes, the tires are washed, so hence we protect the dust, and it commensurate with the idea of Swachh Bharat also. We can do a little initiative towards Swachh Bharat.
Being the first of its kind in any mall in India, this system automatically cleans the car tires when the vehicle halts in a delineated shallow space that contains water sprinklers at the parking entrance to rid the tires of muck so that they are clean when they enter the parking space. If you thought water goes waste after cleaning process and burdens the scarce water resources in the country, think again. This water is recycled and
I would like to add on saying that it reduces the maintenance parking floor clean. It maintains the parking floor clean, cuts down the water wastage, which eliminates always you need to wash the floors. The water used in the cleaning tires are recycled, maintains a healthy environment in the heart of the house area, and it remains clean. That was the idea of our 2016. For the idea for 2017, I would like to say larger than life experience for have-nots for 2017. At the same time, serving the community in general is also the integral part of our group ethics. Now with the AV, I would like to show you what was encouraging and how we got the response. We wanted to take through
For this reason,
who have not the
management
experience
has
of
chosen
mall.
to take the initiative of helping the underprivileged live the mall experience.
The idea was conceived by one of our, my wife is involved in some CSR activity. IICA, in fact, me and my daughter have done the course also, Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. And with that, the idea came that I thought something we need to do.
To make this happen, Elante Mall tied up with an NGO, Hotel Hyatt Regency, and movie and food partners. As a part of this Nobel initiative, large boxes were strategically clothes were sent to the laundry of the hotel, where they were cleaned and ironed well for a crisp look. For a neat presentation, the hotel packaged each set of clothes in self-sticking plastic covers and sent them back. NGO were invited to enjoy a movie in the multiplex and eat to their heart.
Next year, we would like to give an experience to have-nots by bringing them to the mall, giving them the experience of the movie, food court, and creating a separate area for them to try the clothes and take them home, a full shopping experience for the underprivileged people. Thank you.
A big hand to Mr. Anil Margal for that wonderful presentation. We now invite our third presenter, Mr. Mukesh Kumar, Senior Vice President, Infinity Malls, to make his presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mukesh Kumar.
Thank you very much. It's very tough to be different in the age of cut, copy, and paste. So we tried to do a little different when we started the mall. And what we did, we tried to make sure that we cover all the three segments, all the stakeholders of the mall, the visitors, the retailers, and the employees, all three of them. We created the largest FEC when the mall started because we had a great competition from two neighboring malls. We did what we also did, we supported all the retailers with free marketing activity. So all the branding what you have in the mall is all given free to all the retailers. The second stakeholder. And third is to the employees. We created a facility for all the employees, like having washroom in all the floors, you have a change room, cafeteria for all of them. So this when we started the mall. What we did last year was, we spent, the mantra was to engage all the customers coming to the mall and do some CSR activities. So we had 40 promotions basically to engage all our customers, all the visitors coming to the mall. We had things like fashion show, which was jointly promoted by the mall and the retailers and then the brands. We had cooking show, which was conducted by the leading chefs. They came, it was started with a TV channel. They had 3-4 shows in the mall. Then we had fashion show, then we had the Christmas carnival for all age group, starting from the kids, though we already have an FEC, but we also created a carnival for the kids in the open area. This happened throughout the year. So these are some of the pictures what we have for the activities what we did. Beer Fest was organized. In fact, this has been created as a property. We have it twice a year, once in summer, once it happens in the month of October, during October Fest. Again, to engage all our customers, you can see a number of people around here. It has food, music. We also give opportunities to new budding singers coming and playing there. As I said, the fashion, which was jointly promoted by the mall as well as the brands. Food Fiesta, I can see some of the pictures here. This we did twice, and we continue to do it again. We may do it next year as well. A couple of chefs, they also participated in this. What we also thought, we have been getting a lot of footfall in the mall. Why don't we use this footfall to create awareness about various social issues in the society? So we have things like breastfeeding week, blood donation camp. In fact, the blood donation, we have almost had 200 people coming to donate blood, including our employees, the visitors. It's become such a popular thing that people call and check with us when they're having this kind of program. Then we have organ donation awareness that was done. What we have also done, we have tied up with a lot of colleges. A lot of kids, they come and do all this. They do a flash mob where they create awareness. They also basically tell their own friends to come and talk about this. We did traffic safety by Infinity and Mumbai Police. They also did representation in the mall. Girl child education, that was again created by us. So see, these are activities what we have done in the last 12 months' time. This is also, it was not ideas, not just about the footfall, it was basically to engage customers and automatically may get converted into a footfall and maybe creating more awareness about the mall in the catchment area. I can see the World Yoga Day, organ donation awareness, traffic safety drive. Now, next year is going to be a little different. We want to continue doing the same thing what we had done last year. Maybe we take it forward to a next level, do something more for underprivileged people. We also trying to create something for the senior citizens there, create a kind of club for senior citizens. As far as the main business of the mall is concerned, we want to get into more into online channel, omni-channel. We want to create more loyalty for the customers coming to the mall by giving awards whenever they buy something in the store. Events will continue, more engagement, customer engagement activities. That's the thing what we have for next year. So when you build enhanced loyalty program, it will lead to increased purchasing. Online campaigning on loyalty database will lead to more brand push, merge online and offline together. And then we will continue doing the same thing for next year as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And let's put our hands together for Mr. Mukesh Kumar for that presentation. We now invite our fourth presenter, Mr. Rajneesh Mahajan, Executive Director, In Orbit Malls. Mr. Rajneesh Mahajan.
Good evening, everyone. When it comes to malls, the customer is not king. She is queen. And what do? On Women's Day, we gave them roses. We facilitated them for their achievements. And we felt good. But I think at InOrbit, we are a set of unhappy people. Every time we do something, we feel bad about what we did, and we want to do better. And we looked upon ourselves and said, what are we doing? Is it meaningful? Is it really adding value to those women who come and shop with us? And we sat together and we said, we have to do something meaningful. We have to go out and lend a helping hand for future achievers. And what did we do? We did In-Orbit Pink Power. Let me introduce this concept through a video here.
Women in India display a strong streak of entrepreneurship, but our society writes off their home-run businesses as mere hobbies. So In-Orbit decided to change this with In-Orbit Pink Power, a platform to give women with home-run businesses their rightful place in the sun. With 9 months of free retail space at In-Orbit Mall, we started off the initiative on Women's Day with a video of successful women entrepreneurs sharing their journey of battling biases.
There have been people who've come up to me and told me, do you have a plan set? As in, do you know how you're going to make that money?
I got pregnant. They're like, how are you going to manage time for a new baby?
I would shampoo people's hair by myself. I would be sweeping. I would handle all by myself.
They offered advice to women who wanted to be entrepreneurs and encouraged them to participate in Pink Power. Print encouraged Indians to support the women in their families who dreamt of being entrepreneurs. Pink Power microsite, where women could upload their business idea and view other entries as well. People could also gift an opportunity to women to run a business. The initiative was widely covered by the press, while social media and influencers turned the initiative into a movement. Thousands of women submitted their business ideas in just 3 weeks, out of which dozens were shortlisted. And after a round of in-depth presentations, the best ideas were further chosen. Finally, the winners were announced at a press event, where the likes of Tiska Chopra came forward to show their support. In-Orbit Mall organized pop-up markets across cities. In-Orbit Pink Power, we are only just beginning.
So last year when we launched this program, we got around 1,500 participants applied for this program across 5 properties. We chose 13 winners. We contributed real estate worth 40 lakhs for this initiative while giving them space to run their retail stores. These women, they produced around 83 lakh rupees of top line. You must appreciate that these are people who have not running retail businesses. They are first timers. It was an effort for us to get their kiosks right, to spaces, look and feel, and then to help them in doing merchandise. We also created pop-up stores over weekends for many more participants beyond winners, so that there is a continuity in the initiative and more participants get a taste of organized retail. These are some of the photographs of the setups that we had. 2 of our participants have already become our retail partner. These people have taken spaces from us on rent as any other retailer. And both of them are looking forward to our long-term relationship. One is an art gallery, one is a restaurant that has been set up in Bangalore and started doing very well. This initiative has been appreciated globally. We got some of the very renowned rewards across the globe for the marketing effort, for the concept, for the contribution, and as a mall, we got Effie, we got Goa Fest, we got Eco, which are one of the very renowned brands. What do we take it forward with? So this year when we have launched this on the Women's Day, we have banks participating with us and offering soft loans for the women who are participating. We have Train, which is providing training for the these people to take this initiative forward and make it big. We are giving them e-commerce opportunity, which means we are having our own website, which is now e-commerce, and this is going to be our next year big focus. Technology is in place, we have to take it forward, and we are referring to the same platform and allowing these participants to sell their products through us, so they get a larger pie of the retail space. We have a co-working space partner who has come and offered spaces for office for these participants and winners, so they can use their facilities. So it has become a larger initiative. We have more partners participating with us and taking it forward. Where does it lead us next year? How do we, small video again just to showcase.
Being an entrepreneur is not easy. Tell me about your journey so far.
I think I've always been drawn to having my own business.
It was my brother. He encouraged me.
You think you know stuff, but then no MBA can prepare you for what's out there.
My first sale is something I'll never forget.
small part of history.
Now the more beautiful is yet to come, and that's for you to write.
For all the women who'll stop at nothing, in orbit Pink Power, the stage for women startups. Come enter for a chance to access free retail space for 9 months, easy finance from banks, mentorship from retail gurus, retailing opportunities with brands, and much more. Register now at inorbit.in/pinkpower.
I am very thankful to our creative team for this video. It catches the entire essence of the program, where we are wanting some of these participants to be big brands in future, and we would really take pride when we look at one of these stores and say, this is how we started this program and how we have created a retail out of it. Thank you. That's where we are.
Thank you very much. And let's put our hands together for Mr. Rajneesh Mahajan as we invite our next presenter, Sanjeev Mehra, Vice President, Quest CESC Properties. Mr. Sanjeev Mehra.
Hi, good evening. I'm Sanjeev, I'm from Quest. At Quest, we do things differently. We're a small boutique mall, 385,000 square feet. We are highly aspirational for all our customers. Before I tell you what we did, let me invite you to our 3rd anniversary. It's called The Party. Um, 600 couples, they were invited. 900 people turned up. We had Glenfiddich, 18, Moet, The Works, chefs all over. This happened on the 5th of November. 8th of November, you know what Mr. Modi did. We closed up at 60 crores in December. Wow. Never hit 60 crores at Quest. First time. Closed at 585 crores for the year. 16% up on the previous year's luxury with watches crashing at 50%. and 32% on the premium brands. In a country where everybody knows the Prime Minister and everybody wants to know why you are not known, this is what we did. Everybody wants to be a part of this. They wanted to know why we are not on the list. We transformed it. We got 6 pages in page 3 of the Telegraph. The T2 party of the Telegraph covers 8 pages. So you can understand what we did. It was brilliant. And the tenant relationships, etc., the retailers have really enjoyed themselves. So for me, that's the most important answer. For the next years, it's called March Madness at Quest. It's got to do with a lot of food. I love food. And here we've decided to give everybody in the month of March an experience at Quest. Unlimited food, unlimited beer. Buy one of the bands for 1,000 rupees. And we are going to give you an experience for the day. Unlimited alcohol and food from any of the restaurants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And let's put our hands together for Mr. Sanjeev Mehra for that wonderful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, presenter number 6 is V. Muhammad Ali, Chief Operating Officer, Retail, Forum Malls, Prestige Estates Projects. Mr. V. Muhammad Ali.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me start with the problem statement. 4 out of 5 malls in India have been failing, and looks like 4 out of 5 malls in India might continue to fail. 2004, we opened our first mall in Bangalore, Forum Koramangala. In the same year, there was a mall in Mumbai and there was a mall in Kolkata. All 3 malls are successful even today. The success rate without any experience was 100%. Look what happened now, 2017, 500 plus malls, 2.5 crore square feet GLA, nobody knows what's the right number. But if we ask the same question, what's the success rate? The answer is less than 20%. Malls primarily fail because of 2 reasons. 1, they are not relevant to the catchment when they open. 2, they lose the relevance over a period of time because of a scenario change or evolution of catchment. We had one of our 6 malls which went out of this 20%. This year, we put it back. How is the idea I'm about to share? 2008, Whitefield, Bangalore. People might know Marathalli had 100 plus factory outlets on the high street, all very successful. Inspired from that, we opened on the same road the first factory outlet mall, 3 lakh square feet GLA. Megamart with 40,000 square feet was the anchor, 70 plus factory outlet stores, 90+% occupancy, business was growing, everybody were happy. 2012 onwards, scenario started changing. Factory outlets started mushrooming all over the city. The regular stores started giving discounts, God knows why. And whatever was left was hammered by Flipkart and Amazon. We lost our unique proposition. So we went back, beginning of this year, financial year, we went back and started cooking up an idea. Oh, this is what happened as well. The footfalls went down, the GTO went down, occupancy from 98% came down to 69%. So when we sat with ourselves cooking up this idea, we said, we have to be relevant to the catchment. Whitefield had evolved. People had become more affluent, so they wouldn't come to a value mall. And Bangalore didn't see any value in coming to a value mall 15 kilometers outside the city. We had to get our positioning right, which we lost. And we had to compete with a differentiated offering. There are huge malls in Whitefield, in fact, big ones, 1 million plus. So with 3 lakh square feet, if I say, I am also a mall, me too, customers will say, good for you. So we said we have to come up with something different which can actually work. The idea was neighborhood mall. Thanks to our director, Mr. Suresh Singaravelu. We said, what is a neighborhood mall? It's not a destination mall, it's not a planned activity. We believe that an average person visits a destination mall with 1 hour travel time about 15 times a year, 15. But the same person will visit a neighborhood strip, a neighborhood market, or if there is a neighborhood mall, 50 times in a year, provided it has all the essentials. So we sat down and put together 22 such categories, went after those 22 categories, went after our retailers, reinvested, rejigged, refreshed, and this is what came out. The outlet mall, which used to look like that, currently the Forum Neighborhood Mall looks like this. Even the name is Forum Neighborhood Mall. The atrium on the left, that's how it used to look, value-based, value-driven. Today it has a 5,000 square feet sunken floor, 5 feet below, which has a bookstore and a coffee shop. The anchors, which were discount-driven then, are food-driven now, because of which, as of today, ending March 2017, we took back our occupancy to 94%. Business, in fact, is much better than what it was. The learning, a mall is not a generic entity. One site doesn't fit all, and malls should constantly audit their positioning every year. The same neighborhood might not work for everybody, but if you do the idea theory, you might come up with some unique positioning which might make a huge difference. We turned it around, 300 crore asset in 12 months changed. Now going to the next idea. Well, all agree that the single most important aspect in mall business is the GTO, the gross turnover, the business that happens in the mall. But none of the builders or mall developers sell anything, nor do we buy anything. The entire business is driven by the sellers and buyers. What are we? Just aggregators. We're just a platform. So we at Prestige strongly believe that the next level of growth in mall business will not come if we break our heads into our own business, like flooring, like zoning, like a Christmas tree or Santa Claus. To untap the next level of growth to true potential, we need to break into these two aspects, the sellers and the buyers. And that's an initiative which we have started. We are working with an MNC. A lot of time and effort has been invested in this. What we are doing is this. In fact, some retailers already know, we have already spoken to them. A lot of workshop interviews and research is being done, and we are putting through a funnel. And the ideas that are coming are very, very interesting, and we're dividing into two, digital, non-digital. Now, in this limited time, I can't explain much, but I'll just take you through one journey. So it starts with this. Most of you have already spoken throughout the day. Like you get an awareness of social media, you get live feeds, you book your parking lot, scan on code, find a friend in the mall, get customized offerings, interact with mood analyzers, find your way on the mobile, discover a live feed on digital displays, get recommendations from shopping concierge, orders on smart screens, express payment via Forum wallet, food order from the table in the food court or wherever, enjoy evolving ambience, find your car, stay connected post-visit. In fact, the biggest problem that we are facing is the retailers are reluctant in sharing the data, the full data. They can give you the sales data, but they don't want us to tap into that. So that's why we got into an MNC. So you don't give us the data, you give the data to them, and the data remains in the sky. So we only get information which will help us achieve these targets, which will be driven by them. So you don't have to worry whether we take this data and we share it with someone or misuse it or so on and so forth. We don't want to take data from Reebok and give those contacts to Adidas who will give them an offer next time when they come to the mall. So we won't even know who's an Adidas and who's a Reebok customer. But what happens is we channelize the information in such a way that the GTO, the main aspect of the business, gets driven. Our team, which is here, they all are aware. A lot of work is going on, and inshallah, by March 2018, we should be engaging into these activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and let's put our hands together for B. Muhammad Ali as we welcome our next presenter, Rajendra Kalkar, the President, West Phoenix Mills. Mr. Rajendra Kalkar, the President, West Phoenix Mills. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, jury. Good evening, fellow mall rats. Today is a big day, especially for India, because Justin Bieber is playing in Mumbai. But trust me, this also is an equally big event. I really thank Images that they've come up with such a beautiful idea, wherein the knowledge sharing between all the malls happens in a very, very formal manner, and a lot of learning will happen for everybody. So big applause for Images for actually organizing this. Let's give them a big hand. And my time begins now. Just to take you every year as a Phoenix group, every year in the month of December, we have a think tank meeting and we decide what should we do for the next year. We pick up either one or various malls, and we'll decide the strategy for each and every mall. One of the examples that I want to take you through this time is what we did for our upcoming jewel, Phoenix Market City Kurla, when we sat across in December 2015. That time we decided that let's have some disruptions at Kurla. And let me take you through little small disruptions that we had taken with one big idea which eventually made us proud. Our convictions were based on three big things: the mall upgrades, the decor and the art program, and something special what we call as the Project ICE. All those who have been to Kurla would have seen what difference we have made in the mall upgrades. This is how the atriums look like now. This is how the new flooring and the lighting of the mall is. This is the kind of elements that we have got into the mall. This is the kind of alleys now we have where seatings and look and feel for the customer is now enticing from the perspective. The washrooms are now much better than we own St. Regis also, but I would say even the washrooms of Phoenix Market City Kurla are as good as St. Regis washrooms now. The art that we have got into the mall, this kind of larger than life, the picture doesn't do justice, but if you can make out from the size of the location of the escalators, that's the size of the art. Lot of seasonal decors, lot of engaging decors. This was in particular so popular that who's who of Mumbai, a lot of large actors and socialites had to bring their grandchildren into the mall to actually see this. That was the popularity this one developed. Really beautiful and engaging, different variety of art pieces. But amongst all of them, our Project ICE was something very special, which was inculcate cherishable experiences. That's where I think we won the battle. Without getting into much detail, because the time is short, I'll just give you quickly what ICE meant for us. ICE meant developing Dublin Square. That's a nice area in Phoenix Market City Kurla if you've ever been there. And we wanted to develop that Dublin Square as a mini location by itself for consumer experiences. That Dublin Square, which was a location on the second floor of the mall, today is a different animal. When I show you some details of what that Dublin Square has got converted into, maybe you'll realize that. The conviction was very strong, and of course it was a little different also, that malls are not meant only for shopping. Malls are meant for experiences. And the kind of experiences we gave at Dublin Square to the customer was of this variety. I will not speak much. Let me just show you a small video which will make you believe that, yes, Dublin Square is something special. Began slowly and very steadily. This is over the year. I spoke about Justin Bieber in particular because I would say that Dublin Square has become equivalent from the perspective of what events we have done there and what kind of music and talent we have brought there. This is one location, 40,000 square feet in only one mall. National. International. They were the original Venga boys, huh? He was the original Mr. Bombastic. He's one of the top 5 DJs in the world. And this was all done without spending money, by the way, which is very important. You can't dent the finances of a mall just to do events like this. It was a massive effort to collate all these things in 1 year. Can go back, escape. Yeah, that's okay. But the real proof of the pudding is having it. What did these events do for the mall? Look at the first one. Look at the second one. The kind of valuations that we got from PR and from reach from these, just pure these Dublin Square events. Look at the last three, the consumption that happened. Look at the F&B sales growth that we had. Look at the footfall growth that we had from these events. Look at the dwell time increase in the customers because of these events that we did there. Truly, we feel that this was a game-changing, not only for Phoenix Market City, Kurla, but for the entire country, that a mall can actually do all these things, do all such events within a mall, and still continuing the regular shopping business for the consumers. Again, in December 16, when we all sat together, we created a new project for the financial year 17 and 18. It's called Project Egg. What's the basic thought process? You know, when we, and this is again for Kurla, Phoenix Market City, Kurla. Last year, we did all the soft upgrades for the consumer, the experiences. For the next year, we are looking at the hard, real money. This is where we want the retailers to succeed. This Project Egg is for the retailers. It's not for the mall. With the basic preamble of the things of 80-20 ratio, or knowing that, you know, customers believe in cross-promotion, retailers believe in cross-promotion, and the recency and the frequency and the modulation of the monetary values of the customers that he can spend, we evolved a project called Egg, Evolve, Gratify, and Grow. This program is only for our retailers and our star anchors. When I say star brands, maybe the top 20, 30 star brands for the mall. What we are going to do is, we are going to increase the consumption for them by gratifying their spenders in a very sustained manner based on their purchase and the regular routine shopping that they would do at the mall. To give you a little brief, how are we going to do it? We are going to do, the last line is very important here. We're going to really invest a lot in the program architecture. We are getting into the POS of every retailer whom we have designated that, whom we would partner this with. It's a humongous effort. Every customer will get an instant gratification along with his bill there when he actually makes a bill at the POS at that particular moment itself. So if based on a threshold sales, if he's eligible for a gratification, he will get gratifications of this nature, which will ensure that all our retailers and star anchors will grow. What is our expectation from this? This is our expectation. We believe that this will lead to an anchor consumption increase by about 15%. We believe that the star brands will increase their consumption by about 20%. We believe that the footfalls will go up by about 20% because of the repeat purchase and the stickiness that will generate into those top 20 consumers of the mall. We will increase the brand indulgency, and perhaps the retailers will do the brand advocacy. And of course, it will increase the dwell time for the consumers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to Mr. Rajendra Kalkar for that presentation. We now invite our next presenter, Shibu Phillips, Business Head, Lulu Mall. Shibu Phillips.
Good evening, everyone. I'm representing the Lulu Group, a group which is based in Abu Dhabi. We run 22 shopping malls in the whole Middle East, and we also run 146 hypermarkets there. The first mall we did in Cochin was in Lulu.
Lulu on Sale is one of the strong properties of Lulu Mall.
I'm talking about the Lulu on Sale, the first property.
The mall goes flat 50% twice in a year. The big mega sale happened on 9th and 10th of January 2016. On those days, we got an average footfalls of 1.5 lakhs. over 300 brands gave flat 50% offer. 60% of the shoppers who walked into the mall shopped, and 10% of them were for outside Cochin, and 20% of the customers were women shoppers. Lulu on Sale Jan 2016 marked the beginning of a spectacular 2-day shopping event. The success made us sit together, and we thought we will explore a different opportunity to break the ceiling set in the last season, and we'll make July 2016 something bigger. As per the Gamba-Kaizen theory, we identified vital cogs of improvement. We wanted to increase the average percentage of shoppers. So we said we'll incentivize them through loyalty and offer them offers at the micro level.
From the feedbacks that we solicited after each LOS, we realized that there's a lot of potential women shoppers who are not able to, due to the high footfalls that we see, the women customers are not able to make their way through it. So last July 2016, what we came up with is something, we dedicated a day especially for our women customers, and so we got in touch with the retailers. We got offers for the women and kids category, and we ensured that we reach out to our women customers, and we inform them that this is the day for you. This is where they can come in and they can enjoy their hassle-free shopping.
To increase the footfalls, we campaigned across various avenues such as print ads, hoardings across the city. We did aggressive social and digital media campaigns. We did advertisements in cinema across the state, and we also reached out to all our loyalty members at the micro level. Now the results. Lulu on Sale January 2016, the total footfalls we got was 3 lakhs. And in the sale which happened in July 2016 on 7th, 8th and 9th, this increased to 6 lakhs. We doubled it, and we're just highlighting the fact that urban Cochin population is just over 8 lakhs. Now in Jan 2016, the average shoppers conversion was 60%. In July 2016, this increased to 75%. In Jan 2016, the 10% of the customers came from outside Cochin, and in July it increased to 30%. In Jan 2016, the women shoppers percentage was 20%, and this increased in July 2016 to 40%. All this information we got through our loyalty bill submission and our shop and win data. Now I'm briefing you about our Lulu loyalty and reward.
So that was the first initiative we did, how we ensured that the Lulu on Sale, which is a big property for us, and our mall has not had any impact with this Flipkart or Amazon, just because we managed to give the customer the best offers. There's a lot of involvement of retailers. We collaborate with them, and that's the reason you saw the. So, and now the next thing is the idea we are doing for this year.
Program, an integrated mobile loyalty platform for all Lulu shoppers, offering a seamless system to earn while they shop. A rewards program where over 200 plus brands offer vouchers and gifts. The best part of this program is today we have 1.5 lakh customers in this program. They, the total sales, over 25% of that is done by our loyalty members, and these members redeem 20 lakh worth of vouchers and gifts every month. The best part is 78% of our members in the loyalty platform are active, and 42% of them are women shoppers. The plans for Lulu loyalty program is geofencing and ANPR, automatic number plate recognition system. Loyalty becomes seamless with the help of technology, where we can identify the loyalty customer's entry to the mall premises, allowing us to notify the customer with the available offers and benefits, which is customized as per his buying behavior and his trajectory within the mall. Major challenge faced by all loyalty programs is the increased customer churn rate. Customers who remain inactive for a period of time deemed to be a prospective churn from the loyalty base, and it is important to re-engage and win back our customers through constant offers and customized programs. From the entire team of Lulu, we welcome all of you to the world of happiness and have a great year ahead.
Thank you very much. And thanks Images for giving us this opportunity. And as Rajendra mentioned, it's an amazing platform where all the mall managers can share data and information. And I think more of this is encouraged. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let's put our hands together for Shibu Phillips as we welcome Sunil Munshi, Senior General Manager, Mall Operations, Orion Mall.
Good evening, everyone. So I am the last one in. So I thought after so many presentations, I'll just talk 2 minutes on what we did at Orion Malls. And then I'll take you through a AV directly, which tells everything. So when we sat last year, we said, what is it that we can do to be relevant to the current trends, and what is it that we can do to add to the customer convenience? So when we thought about it, we came with the idea, saying we are in the 5th year of operations. Let's take big, bold steps. Let's not do something that is very small. So what we did is, we said, let's re-energize our mall. And we re-energized it through 1.5 lakh square feet of new brands and 1.5 lakh square feet of refurbished brands, which is close to 3 lakhs. So what we did is, in 1 year, we had new stores. Approximately 40% of the mall was new for any customer who was coming to the mall. So that's what we did. And how did we promote it? We ensured that we keep the momentum going on. To keep the momentum going on, we created specific events to get the customers to the mall, and so that they can see what's new firsthand. So that's what we did. And what the benefit, like they say, big risks give you big results. So the big risk that we took, the results were big. It's the first time that we were able to achieve a sales of 950 crores for the full financial year. We had a footfall of 21 million. We had a high dwell time, 3.5 customers per square feet. So all our numbers just doubled up over last year. So the gamble paid off really very well. And now we've got 40% of the mall which is fresh, a new initiative for a customer to come back. This year, we sat back and thought, now that we've done this, what is it that we should look at? We said, let's look at a very underserved mall area which is very relevant. And we thought it is parking. Parking is something which can make a big difference, because that is the first place a customer comes in and the last place a customer goes out. So we are looking at renovating some areas of the parking, and we think loyalty will start from parking, where it will be effective, because we do not have to go to the retailers and ask. It is in our hand. You can give immediate gratification. The data that you can get is immense. You get accurate data of a customer, his car, where he stays, how many visits does he do in a month, how can I get him to do repeat visits. So we thought this is an area which we should take this year, so that we can take the mall to the next level and build loyalty to the customers, and that's a target audience. So I'll just go through the AV, where all the numbers and everything are there. some marketing activities that we did to create the momentum for customers to come back and see what is the newness in our mall. This is the impact, these are the results of the churn that we did.
I've been coming to Orion Mall since the time it has been open. Like any other shopping destinations, there's this tendency of things getting a bit over familiar after a point of time. But with the recent spat of new brands like Forever 21, Sephora and Shopper Stop being introduced in a quick spat, I don't feel the need to go anywhere else. The ambience, of course, is like unbeatable.
It feels like stepping into a completely redecorated home. Some of my favorite fashion brands are at Orion, and the stores have undergone a major facelift. So even the clothes feel more trendy because of the cool new interiors. I just love it.
Thank you.
Let's put our hands together for Mr. Sunil Munshi for that presentation. With that, we come to the end of the presentations. Over to Mr. Pramod Arora, who is our moderator and will take us through. It will.
Hi, good evening. My name is Pramod Arora and I represent myself here. So, first of all, I'd like to invite all the 10 presenters right on the dais. All these are winners in their own right. They have presented some brilliant ideas, which I'm sure is helping India bring on the world map of retail. So I would like to welcome all the 10 presenters right on the dais once again. So here we have 9 of our winners in their own right, who have presented some brilliant ideas, you know, ranging from CRM to year-round of activities, or bringing around a Christmas carnival, or having some engagement consumer-driven analytical tools being used to bring around the footfalls in the malls. To have this session more exciting and maybe able to get more out of this session, we would request all the audience to put up questions to our various presenters out here. The jury is there to facilitate, and the jury is there to basically ask questions again just as an audience itself, and to help decide who amongst them is a winner, which may be a very difficult task. Just to spark the discussion, you know, and it may not be my personal opinion, I'm just bringing about a statement to suggest one of our presenters suggested that he's doing or she's doing a Christmas carnival on the malls. Hey, Christmas just comes once in a year. So are you talking that the customers are coming to the mall just once in a year? Or you're bringing about customers for just a week during the Christmas time? One of our presenters suggested that, hey, you know, I'm doing a year-round of activity. Well, to me, it resounds, yes, the consumer is coming day in and day out, and it's a business which is basically being managed on the basis of moments in the mall. So, you know, he is capturing the moments of truth for the consumer. So it's just one of the ways to basically engage in a more meaningful discussion, to be able to ask questions, or to be able to, you know, get more out of the presenters who have presented these brilliant ideas. So over to the audience.
You can't hear it properly. It's not very clear. A lot of echo. Can't
Lot
hear it
of-
properly, yeah.
Oh, okay. It'll be very difficult for me to repeat because I didn't rehearse it at all. So, you know, what I basically suggested amongst all of you who have presented these brilliant ideas, here is an audience who is there to basically engage with you in some meaningful discussion, ask some questions that will just help the jury to come out maybe doing the difficult task of selecting a winner amongst you, which is a difficult task. Just to spark the discussion, I suggested amongst the people who presented, someone suggested that they did a Christmas idea. Now, Christmas comes once in a year, but your consumers come every day. So was that the right thing? So it's amongst the audience, you know, who would come up with some questions, or who would basically end up sparking a discussion. And of course, the distinguished jury who is here, they're more than welcome to again engage into a discussion and be able to make this session more interactive.
Thank you, Pramod. You know, as Pramod rightly said, is that it was very interesting, very exciting to hear all the initiatives that have been taken by the presenters here. And you know, it is indeed very difficult to be able to select any. Just as a purpose of start of a discussion, Rajneesh, I do want to come to you on the idea that you had, or the organization had, of women empowerment, sort of, you know, bringing a little bit of meaning to the gender diversity that you had. And so the thought was that it was only going to be women who would be allowed to come out with an initiative, or the thought was that anyone could have come out, and it was really the pink, you know, theme that came out was a little bit to make sure that it was targeted towards a gender diversity, rather than a more generic for any, you know, new initiative, new entrepreneur to come up and put this together. So I just wanted a little bit of clarity. Was it really targeted with gender diversity in mind, or whether it was overall initiative then which moved into pink?
No, am I audible? Actually, it started with the housewife. Lot of housewives have lot of small business ideas which do not get an opportunity and a platform to take it forward or to reflect upon. When we looked upon it, we said only housewives coming into a retail environment, it may not have the scale or sensitivity to develop it further. So we opened it up for people who are already doing some small bit of business, but we can give them a platform to take it big. It is in a manner gender specific. It started with women as an entrepreneur, as a person who is not getting the equal business opportunity in their normal life. So a person who is an entrepreneur, who is looking at a business at a larger scale, is any which way looking out for opportunities. It is a person who is not actively looking for business opportunities, but have some great ideas. And if I have the opportunity to run you through 1475 ideas, some brilliant work that we saw done by these housewives at a very small scale. One which I can't forget is the gifting boxes that she makes at home with the paper. It's such lovely product that she makes. Can she scale it up? Maybe. So can we help her in a manner to scale it up? Yes, we saw opportunity there, and we are focused little that side because it is not an traffic building exercise for us. It is not a mall renovation, repositioning exercise for us. All of that happens across the year at a different scale, different times. This was a unique idea, very different. And with us, with our team, we look at it and we say, can we 10 years down the line look at a retailer and say, this is how she started. And we are the hand behind it to create a new retail concept. So internally, that's the North Star for us, that one day we have to reach there, when we can take pride in saying that this started with us, with that humble idea, and we made it big. And this year, when we look at a bank coming with us and saying, whatever the best loan terms we have, we will offer it to these people. And co-working space coming with us and saying, we will offer 30-40% discount on utilization of office conference rooms for these women if they want to use our places. So it's becoming bigger, more and more people joining hands with us. And Train came up and said, we will conduct business and retail specific workshops for these people at a very nominal cost. So it is becoming big. We want to help them in growing this idea, the vision, or the hobby that they have into a full-scale business. So it is gender specific. It is not for people who are already in business. They are for people who have brilliant ideas, beautiful ideas, and giving them some retail opportunity to grow it.
When it comes to running malls, my question is to Phoenix Malls. It's really, really exciting idea that you have presented that creates freshness every day in the mall. Every week I can have some person to perform. And when I was watching the video, the first thing that came to my mind, oh my God, what marketing budgets do they have? But then the next sentence came in and you said, it never costed you money. So I would like to understand, how did you make such big events which would generate so much of curiosity amongst the shoppers to come back to the mall to listen to maybe a Kailash Kher or maybe another or something else, so that, and then have stickiness in the mall, who will come and eat in the mall, and eventually every retailer benefits out of it. So, but then how is that no money was spent on? That is my question.
You caught him between award and the trade secret.
So, it doesn't happen overnight. It's an extremely long, drawn process of doing your homework almost 6 to 9 months before. I let the trade secret out. It's an open thing. Many people do this in India. As malls, we are the first ones who have adopted this. Justin Bieber is playing in Mumbai today. I'll repeat that. I didn't know that. Had I known it 6 months ago, he would have surely played at Dublin Square. What we do is we ride on. We really don't invite them on our own. We just ride on to the opportunity. Somebody has brought Justin Bieber to Mumbai. Had I known it, I would have ensured that I speak to him. I ensure a small tie-up. He's anyways today staying in St. Regis. I would have given him a free accommodation and he would have played at Dublin Square. Yeah, so as I said, it's a long-drawn homework. We really work very hard. We keep a tab on the schedule of all the international artists who come to India for the next 1 year. And that's how we bring them in on time, and we are able to bring them here and play that.
Yes, I have a question, and as a person very interested in keeping mall traffic going, first I just appreciate the fact that you're investing, you're thinking, you're innovative, and the one question I have is for the Forum Mall on the next level in 17. There's a lot of innovation and investment and what you painted the picture on doing. I'm curious, you mentioned 18 to roll that out. Is there things you're prioritizing in that process? Because it seemed like a totally interactive experience, which would be extremely relevant. I'm just wondering if you can get all that done at once, or you're going to prioritize pieces of that first.
See, this has been something that we have been discussing internally for almost 2 years now. I think we have been hearing today from morning, people spoke about loyalty programs. There was a debate whether loyalty programs have worked, and apps and so on and so forth. So it is very difficult to, we have to understand value from a customer's point of view. So we believe that this loyalty program or app is valuable because we need to do something. So we have decided to do this. This is valuable. That's what we believe. A customer might not necessarily agree to that. The value from a customer's point of view is really different. Because ultimately, like I mentioned, the single most important aspect of our business is GTO. That's the turnover, the business that is coming. Now, there are these two parties who are there. We are just a platform. So we be able to deliver value. Whenever customer and retailers meet the platform, there is congestion. So the objective is to reduce that congestion. So there's, like, for example, shopping is impulsive, 80 to 90%. So maybe they are slipping away in, last dots are not getting connected. So we have to understand from a customer's point of view and a retailer's point of view. So we started this effort, we're working with some companies, and we had several sessions trying to understand the business model, how they are securing, and how they are working, and what is their concern. And similarly, started discussing with customers how they see. Nobody comes to see a decor. It's an add-on, it's a plus one. So you go to a mall for various aspects at different times. So we are trying to toil with this aspect of how do we break this down, how do we simplify, how do we make people aware of between these two people, because that's what most of the retailers are doing, the aggregators. They don't own anything, they don't own a single product, but then it's their space where business is happening. Somebody mentioned, so many 800 crores, 700 crores. They didn't sell anything. So what happens is they just brought the customers and the retailers together. So there are multiple aspects to it. That's how we understand. It's just a thinking process because it's too crowded, it's too cluttered. So we have chosen a few aspects of the image which I showed you because you can't achieve everything together. So we simplified the whole process of digital, non-digital, and we are going to tap a few elements and achieve this year. So that will lead into the next one and the next one and the next one, because the retailers need to believe. Customers are believing. The retailers are the ones that we need to crack because they need to trust us. They need to trust that the objective is this. They need to see value as well. The retailers also need to see value because this is giving them something which they thought was not there. And it's just a connectivity. So the last mile connectivity. So hence, once we achieve these 3-4 aspects, these will lead to the next and the next. In fact, going forward, what we believe, the way we envisage a mall, the way we sit down on the floor plan and design a mall itself should change. It should, and going forward, we strongly believe the size also should reduce. Instead of taking a 1,500 square feet store, we believe time will come where store sizes will be just 500-600, because you don't want to display things because of omni-channel and so on and so forth. There's a lot of talk happening, but then there will be an action very soon. One will follow the other, or one will make it better than the other, where they will only stock goods to show, to try, to test. The deliveries will happen from a different angle. So you'll have a 6 lakh square feet mall today with 150 stores. You'll have the same 6 lakh square feet mall tomorrow with maybe 400, 500 stores, because the sizes will reduce. And people will get more used to the convenience.
I have a question for Bappa, who's sitting in there. Bappa, you're amongst the very few agents in this room who lease a lot of retail space for retailers in the malls. How do you feel that events like these benefit the retailers?
Actually, it gives a lot of motivation to the retailers to expand. I am in a group of retail BD agents who constantly wants to understand what are the malls doing, how are the malls doing. Probably always they get a second-hand information in this kind of forum. In this forum like this, they get what's actually happening, what are the vision of the mall developers and how they want to plan in future. What are the new malls coming up, and obviously when they talk to each other, they get to understand what are the business that's taking place better and how good they can expand. They always have KRAs to expand. In the forum like this, they get an idea how fast they can expand faster.
Sorry, because I really want to make my mall successful and take ideas home. So my next question is to Quest. So tell me now that in a mall I would invite people and I would like them to see the products that I have, because my product is my retailer. My product is the kind of retails that I have in the mall. So if I invite people, I would like to showcase my product, isn't it? But in your AV, I saw that curtains were drawn and you had created a party hall in the alleyway, and wherein I could not see any product of yours. Why is that so?
Okay, first of all, if you are not on the list, you're thinking, why the hell am I not on the list?
Sorry, no. No, I want to know.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Wait. The question is that when those HNIs
No, let me answer. I mean, if you can't double task me if you don't allow me to answer. Now, the people who are coming to the event, first of all, they're already talking. Are you invited to the party? Somebody's going to say, what party? And that's the whole idea. The people who've been invited, do remember, are coming from all the luxury stores, the high buying customers. You know, at Quest, we do something called the midnight sale. Now it's going to be third year of operation. The first year we did 2.75 crores, 100,000 people. We got them out of bed at 9 o'clock in the night to shop till 1. Last year we did 6-point-something crores, 225,000, shut the whole city. I don't even know if we'll be allowed to do it. We have to go back to the cops, etc., etc. This is not an event that we do where we want to showcase our shops. This is a give back to you as a gratification of what you've been doing at the mall, to convert the entire mall into a nightclub. And let me tell you, we did that in 48 hours, no loss of sale for 1 hour. We shut the mall at 7 in the evening. We were back next day at 11 o'clock. There was nothing there. It was as if the event never happened. It is unbelievable what we pulled off. I can't even tell you, to have, literally 50 food kiosks serving world cuisine. We had 55 chefs flown in from all over. It's not something that you want to showcase. Everybody knows what's behind those curtains. They're already spending the money. It's about making them feel so special. It's unbelievable what it does. To hit numbers, the most important thing is retailers and customers. My retailers are extremely happy. They don't want to leave. I want to chuck some out. The customers are extremely happy. They get invited to this. And the guys who are not, next year they're going to spend harder to get onto this party, which will not happen next year for sure. We can't afford it. We can only afford it every few years, So that is the whole idea, that you do something which has never been done in a mall to convert it into a nightclub and gratify 600 couples. That's it.
Hi, congratulations to all of you for a fantastic presentation. My question is mainly to all of you, but I'll first put it on to Mr. Mehra. What you said is that you invited 600 couples. So was this 600 couples that you invited were actually an informed decision that these are the people who spend maximum in your mall? Or they were HNIs of your city that you wanted to call in your mall and take them to a level that they come to your mall again? That's my first question. And to all of you, I would like to ask, you people are doing a wonderful job. Are these plannings and the executions that you're doing, is it basis some technology that you're using? Or is it just on a hunch that you people are going ahead with it?
I'm going to answer your second question first. Good ideas come sitting on a toilet. Okay? They're not planned. I get up in the morning, I know something's tingling, I've got a great idea. I'm going to run with it. To answer your first question, I don't think it's going to be that you're going to leave people who matter out. Because in the end of the day, if we are inviting 600 couples, they are, out of which I would say it covers all the HNIs, because the HNIs are spending, if you come to Calcutta, we're a very small city. I keep saying 16 million people, everybody knows everybody. But the core area of people of who's who come to the mall anyway, with the restaurants, with the movies, etc. And they are the people who also buy luxury. So it's not that they are not part of, whoever we are inviting, there definitely is a whole lot from the customer base. And the more I spend time, and I must say this, if there are any retailers here, the more I spend time with these luxury people, and Pankaj will back me up, the more I understand to what detail they go to understand the customer. I think every brand needs to really work hard to understand how deep these people work to make their brands work. And I think that's very important of what we need to do in our malls to ensure we do the same thing.
Hi, good evening. So this is my first event, and I'm pretty excited by what I observed. I think there is a huge amount of diversity. Some of the ideas have been very simple and executed beautifully. Some of them are very complicated and expensive as well. I love the fact that some of them are pure play strategies. So those are not a day event or a week event. Some of these have been about renovation, and it's a take probably through the year. Some of the ideas are talking about 2 years and probably more down the line. I find two of these were CSR activities. So really my question is to either Anil or Rajneesh again. How do you really go about this whole process of deciding whether it's got to be something more of a marketing-driven activity, or it's got to be something about giving it back to society?
I think it's a mix of both. So the video I showed you at the last, which is a promotional video for this year, we had 2.5 lakh digital reach in like first 48 hours. Over a week, I think we reached out to more than 4.5 lakh customers. And the viewing that we got. It's not CSR, I won't call it CSR. It's engaging with consumers. These are the housewives who come and shop at our mall. They relate to it. And if they put up a kiosk, they invite all their neighbors saying, I have a shop there. You don't have to come to my house to do shopping. You can come and you can see. There's an excitement around it. There's another initiative that we did, which is a Bacha Bollywood. Some 100 kids went through movie making experience and training. And among them, in each mall, they made a 15-minute movie. Now, when these movies were released, we got certification from board, and we called these kids and their parents, and we booked auditorium and audis in our own mall. And the parents saw their kids performing on 70 mm screen. This is larger than life experiences for these guys who come to the mall, shop and watch movies, and seeing their own kids on the same screen when they see Shah Rukh Khan and Amir Khan, and they saw their kids' movie. It was a larger than life engagement for these kids. We have those parents forming WhatsApp group among themselves and chatting with each other. So we created community, and these communities are based in and around our mall. So the engagement, the brand recall, the gossip, the word of mouth that they create about events is far larger. And today I don't have to send a message to a large audience. We send to these 2-3 groups that we have of 100 parents each, and we reach out to some few thousand families. So it is not hardcore CSR, but it is in a manner giving back to the consumer that we have. I won't call it a social responsibility, or I won't paint it in that manner. It's a consumer. I'm talking to my consumer. I'm doing something meaningful for my consumer. And in the process, I'm getting a mileage where I'm reaching out to a larger audience in my community.
Anil, this is a question to you. You said 70% of the mall is green spaces and the rest is brick and mortar. So is these spaces usable? Are they like the central parks of New York, or is just greenery around?
I meant actually for the city. It is not only for that. It was built by Le Corbusier. The city was made so beautiful and it was clean. So that is why where it came from, it is the mall and the hotel as well as the office is spread over 21 acres. And in that mall is just 11 lakhs square feet. And the hotel is also there and the office is there. But I meant 70% of green for the city beautiful, that is Chandigarh.
Got it, thank you.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question to the panel out there. I mean, all the participants. I know, yeah. A lot of pressure. You guys presented some fantastic ideas that you all have done for the mall. And as this is a forum where everyone's picking up good things, what they can, for good thing for the malls that they can do. It's simple. Let's keep it simple. If each of you all have to pick one other idea that you probably would like to do in your mall, given the restrictions and things like that, which one would that be out of the ones that you all have seen today? Because I'm sure all of you all are inspired by what the other guys are doing. So very quickly, one other idea that you felt was, wow.
Absolutely. I think for us, I've already told my deputy, Vijay, he's going to do the water thing. I think India is got a serious problem with dust. I don't know what's wrong with the subcontinent. Wherever I go in the subcontinent, I've not been to Pakistan, but I'm sure there's enough dust there. But we've got a serious problem, and I'm going to adopt that idea for sure.
Thank you.
I agree with him. What we are doing in parking and loyalty, I thought this would add to that, and I could complete the circle, what you are planning for this year. So that's a good idea I can take because I've already planned something in that area. So this adds to that one point which probably we could add.
You're asking a wrong question to a wrong person. I am not a jury, so I'm not bound by only to select one idea. I would prefer to implement all the good ideas which everybody has presented here and will not restrict it to one idea.
Extremely diplomatic.
I think most of the ideas that we discussed here were quite handling our own business on a day-to-day basis. They are things at different scale, at different times, all of us are doing in a different manner. I think what Elante did is a very technical innovation to find a very unique solution for one of the problems that we struggle on a daily basis. So if I have to choose one of the ideas as a good idea, I think it provided a very simple, very technical solution to one problem that we all face, which is Elante Mall Chandigarh, the water thing for the car parks.
Well, I will pick a few, not just one. And of course, that water thing was very interesting. Your music thing is definitely something very interesting. I think we need to start connecting with the pop world more frequently. So there was a lot of learning across the board. And of course, for me, it will be to take that digital marketing and that digital initiative forward. That's something that we will definitely put our minds to, but everything was interesting in some way or the other.
First of all, I would like to thank you gentlemen for choosing our ideas of any. I'm maybe if you say so, the newest member in the mall management. All my life I worked with the hotel industry. I am going with a plethora of the ideas and I'm going to take many things home, and thank you for arranging this forum. I learned a lot in this.
I think all are very great ideas. Some may be workable for a mall, some may not be workable depending on the infrastructure what you have. But I like the idea what Kilkar has done in Market City Kurla. And I've been talking to him, I've complimented him, he's done a great job in that mall in terms of interior, upgrades, and the events what he plans. He organized, it's really great.
Mall being a community center, and I believe that it's going to be like that in this whole era. So all the ideas which enhances that with the consumer and which will make us connect with the consumer, I'm going to pick up some of these good ideas and it has to work in my center.
Thank you, gentlemen. We had a great invigorating session, and we'll take about a couple of minutes to basically announce the awards, and by that time I'll give the mic to Mr. Roy.
We'll have our jury join our presenters on stage, and we'd like you to put your hands together once again for Pushpa Bector, Anil Malhotra, Mukesh Kumar, Rajneesh Mahajan, Sanjeev Mehra, V. Muhammad Ali, Rajendra Kalkar, Shibu Phillips, and Sunil Munshi, our presenters, and our jury members, Mr. Anuj Puri, Mr. Roosevelt D'Souza, Mr. Sumitra Ghosh, Mr. Gautam Saraf, and Mr. Pramod Arora, who also moderated the session. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a galaxy of stars out there, and they deserve a huge round of applause. Come on. Thank you very much.